Mahomes isn't at the top. It's actually Josh Allen. He won MVP last year, followed by Pat, and then Lamar, and then Joe, and then Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl champ, followed by Jared Goff, Baker, Herbert, Jaden Daniels, and Dak Prescott. I will ignore Justin Herbert being ahead of Jaden Daniels for the time being.
What about Baker Mayfield being ahead of Jaden Daniels? Like, what?
Listen, Baker cooked last year now.
I will ignore both of those things. Let's focus, people. Beautiful people, let's focus. Patrick Mahomes, Shady, you won a Super Bowl with him. He won you your first Super Bowl. But people are starting to think he's losing his grip as the best QB in the... Shady, what do you...
No, I'm texting Dave Hellman because I know it might be Dave Hellman that did this. Talking about Fox. Yeah, all right.
Shady, is Mahomes losing his grip as a top QB?
No, man. Like, no. See, the problem is, right, is we get so caught up in the stats. Stats this, stats that. And that's why we have all these conversations about, like, the Aaron Rodgers, you know, and it's not a block for him, but this in general. When we speak...
That's because Shady and I talk for about 30 minutes after the show.
No, but it's like, why do we play this game? I always tell people when you're dealing with athletes, especially professional athletes, we compete.
Yeah.
Right? It's hard to win in this league. And I always want to be better than you. That's how we was raised, right? Everybody's trying to get better than the next person. And there might be players that might have better stats than Patrick Mahomes this year. Okay. Might be another quarterback have better stats than Patrick Mahomes this year. But at Patrick Mahomes' worst, and this is probably one of his worst years, right? And maybe because of him playing with the reserves wide receivers, his number one receiver got hurt. His number two receiver got hurt, and he didn't make no excuses about it. So you didn't even hear anything about it. But at his worst year, I'm playing in the Super Bowl. At my worst of my worst years, I'm in the AFC Championship game. And I'm thinking, now how in the world can somebody surpass Pat when the people that you have in front of him don't never beat him in the meaningful games? AFC Championship game, AFC Championship game, Super Bowl. I'm winning. So as much as I love Josh Allen because that's my youngin'. It's my brother, right? We played together. I see him as a rookie. I was the first one to say how good he was going to be. I can't sit up here on TV and lie to the people. Lamar Jackson, I think he's probably, him and Josh Allen to me is probably the most this straight God-gifted talent. And to be honest, when I look at Josh Allen, I don't see another quarterback that ever played this football game that's more talented than him. Running, size, speed, arm strength, accuracy, all them things. But when you talk about who's the best quarterback in the game, it's Patrick Mahomes, bro. It ain't even close.
Let's have some fun with this one.
I don't want to have fun.
Have fun, Jay.
I want to be serious.
Let's have some fun with this one. Who's the best quarterback in the NFL over the last 25 years or in history?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, objectively.
Yeah.
It is Tom
man.
Brady.
No question.
Now, I got to ignore Shady for a moment and talk to this 10-year NFL defender for a hot
12.
second. 12-year NFL defender for a hot second. Who was the best quarterback, Will Blackmon, from maybe 2006 to 2010?
4 years.
11, 12.
I mean, you could say Drew Brees, Peyton.
Who else? Peyton Manning. Now, who's the best quarterback, though, from like 2012 to 2011 to 2016?
I mean, let's go 10 and on. It was probably Aaron.
Aaron Rodgers, I would suggest, and statistically, and the world would suggest, based upon all pros and MVPs, Aaron Rodgers.
Stats.
Yes.
Okay.
And one Super Bowl, but just stats and one Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers was the best quarterback in the NFL from 2011. You could say all the way to 2020, but you could really go from 2011 to 2016. Peyton Manning was the best quarterback in the NFL from 2007 to about 2012, 2013 when he was with the Denver Broncos and when he took off with the Colts. But Tom Brady's the best quarterback ever. You could suggest Mahomes is losing his grip. Is he still better than Lamar Jackson? In my opinion, yes. He's still better than Josh Allen? In my opinion, yes. But you could suggest he's losing his grip, just like Tom Brady lost his grip to Peyton Manning from 07 to 11 and 12 and lost it to Aaron Rodgers from 2011 to 2016 or all the way to 2020 when Aaron Rodgers snuck 4 MVPs in there in a 9-year window. So is Patrick still the best? Yes. But you have to suggest that Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen are both clawing at Patrick Mahomes and saying, wait, I want some of that shine too. And they're taking some of it, not all of it, but they're definitely taking some of it.
Losing his grip. Okay. Right now, Mahomes he's at the top of the mountain. Right, Shady?
You know
and he probably went like this. He probably slipped real quick. He's still on the mountain. He probably slipped on accident. He's still on the mountain. That's the only grip he lost. Mahomes, it's not even... I get going into the season, yes, what Josh Allen did, reigning MVP, you know, I think he was about 80% of the total offense production. Like, yes, he was pretty much the entire team. But when you really look at it, man, it's not even close in terms of like who's the best quarterback. And it's Patrick Mahomes by far and none. And I always go back to
it's not even close.
No, it's not.
Who's the best quarterback? It's not close. Who's the best quarterback? Josh Allen, yes, coming into the season, and I'm a big Josh Allen fan. I was with him when he trained here as a rookie in California, and he and I are good friends. I'm gonna send you some wine again, Josh. But overall, it's not close. And I go back to watching that documentary Quarterback, you know, and if you really watch it, and that made me sit back and I was like, damn, bro, like it really is Patrick and everybody else. And also, it's like I look at this like when Mahomes goes against these quarterbacks, let's say Lamar and Josh Allen, I look at it's like a sparring match, right? Like they spar. Like Josh might win some spar matches, Lamar might win some, but when you get into the title fight, like when it really, really matters, Mahomes wins. Like I know a ton of guys who box, who are champions, maybe never lost in the lights, but they've been knocked out or dropped in sparring. And right now with Mahomes, like when it matters, that's what he's measuring right now.
What irks me though is like, how do y'all? It irks me only because how can y'all say it's not close? Like Mahomes doesn't beat Josh or Lamar 40-7 in these games when he beats them in the playoffs. Obviously, Mahomes never loses to those individuals. He is better, objectively better. I don't know how you rank him second, but to suggest it's not close, like. Yes, Shady Marshawn might have you in some areas. You might have him in some areas. Adrian Peterson might have y'all both in some areas. But I would never just sit here and say it's not close. Well, they have MVPs.
Yeah, the thing is,
it's not close.
The thing is, right, and AP is phenomenal. But
phenomenal.
And Marshawn's phenomenal, right? We're all a phenomenal group.
Correct.
I'm going to take the running backs out of it, right? This is my guys. Let's talk the straight quarterbacks. Why it's not close is because he's 5-0 against Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. You talking about some regular season games? I'm okay with that. I've watched Tom Brady lose to some scrub quarterbacks, right? We all seen it. I've lost to bad defense. We did that before. Mm-hmm. When the stakes are high and everything is counting on the game, we know who's going to win.
That's what we're measuring that
Josh Allen, I always tell you this, Josh Allen's probably the most talented quarterback I've ever seen, right? That's my opinion.
And that's fair, yeah.
But when it comes to being the best quarterback, it's Patrick Mahomes. He's 4-0 against Pat. He's 4-0 against Josh. If we're all hanging out, see, the one thing I love about being a professional athlete, we all are competitive, right? It's sometimes when I'm in the room with certain running backs, I'm looking at him like, man, he knows what's going on. He know my numbers. Or, his numbers. We do that. Yeah. If Patrick Mahomes, Lamar, and Josh are all in the same room, you already know how it's going to go. You know who the big dog is. You know who it is. Every time, we always talk about the championships. We always talk about the stats and the teams. Patrick Mahomes is the only quarterback that don't make no excuses. We don't never sit up here and ask these questions. Does he need more? Does he need one more piece? We don't do that. We don't never do that. You know why? Because we know how it's going to end. It's either going to end with him getting red confetti as a champion or he's going to lose. But every time you see him, he's going to be in a Super Bowl. And these other quarterbacks, before you go, I can't put you in front of Pat when the biggest stage, you never beat me.
Agreed. I'm not putting anybody in front of Pat. What I'm suggesting to you, and really you, is also this. It's like, if Josh has another season this year, cool, like he had like last year, say he has another MVP, and say this time, Shady, he beats Pat.
See, stop. You see how that works?
Talk to me. What I do? What happened?
Let's say, Josh has another season MVP, and then he says, because that's probably possible. Yeah. Josh probably going to another MVP, right? Mm-hmm. He says, but let's just say, right, that he just can find a way to beat Pat. Huh? We don't ever see that.
That's the thing. Who's going
to championship this year on the AFC?
Chiefs.
What are we talking about? And another thing is, and I'm done with the conversation because it's getting real. I'm getting upset hearing this because Josh is that's my man for real. But I got to be honest. Like, okay, so we had a big issue with the Bills going that far last year because he lost his number one weapon in Stephon Diggs, and he surpassed that. He went to the AFC Championship game. Cool. But when we look at Pat, nobody sits on TV and talks about, well, he didn't have a great season stats-wise, but he did have a backup wide receiver, starter, backup number 2 wide receiver, starter, hurt. My starting running back, hurt. So now...
He lost Tyreek and still balled out.
No. But I'm talking about this last year. So I'm playing with all reserves, and you know what happened? I'm in the same championship game I was when I had a healthy young Tyreek Hill and I had Travis Kelce. The same thing happens.
Let's do this, though, for a moment, because I love Shady's
Let's play this game. Let's play this game.
Let's play this game. Play this game. I love Shady's conversation of elite athletes, elite anything. I've been in rooms with elite businessmen, as Shady has, as Will has as well. When you walk into a room with elites of elites, everybody is comparing. Like, hey, what you done? What I done.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who the big dog?
Yeah, okay.
But sometimes there's more than meets the eye. What I mean by that is Josh Shady is looking at Pat. Pat got chips. All the chips. He got MVP.
Pat got everything.
He got everything.
But Josh is also looking like, wait a second. And you got Andy, bro, and you got Spags. Like, if I had what you had, if I had what you had, I would have what you had. Here's why I suggest that. We just saw Tracy McGrady 2 weeks ago say that, man, but Kobe had Shaq. But Kobe had Phil. So I can't say they're not thinking. That's just what athletes do.
Was laughable,
he's saying, look, I was a great two. I was a top 5 MVP vote finalist too several years. So we've seen elite athletes say, and mind you, T-Mac never got past the first round. But T-Mac is saying to himself, if I had what you had, I would have done what you've done. That's what elites do.
But you see how laughable that is?
Yeah,
I never got past the first round, but I'm about to compare you to Kobe.
If you got to the Western Conference Finals, that's different.
Please don't bring that up. Brother never even got past the first round, and we talking about Kobe.
So is it not fair, though, because you and I have had these conversations off camera, and Will, we've never had them, is it not fair to suggest if Josh Allen had more, if he had more resources, because don't forget, Patrick Mahomes walked into a first-ballot Hall of Famer in Tyreek Hill, a first-ballot Hall of Famer in Travis Kelce, and the best coach in the history of the NFL.
But they didn't.
Is it not fair to suggest if Josh had, for Josh at least to think, if I had more?
But they didn't get worse. They got, like, exponentially better with him there. So, no, it's not fair to say that. And, again, the reason why I say it's not close is because just, again, everything he has done. And I go back to that document. Please watch it again. Like, you just sit there and really watch this, how he operates, everything he does, everything he matters to his team. Like, it's not. And right now, we're not, like you said, we're not talking regular season. We're talking right now, based on all their accolades, where they are as quarterbacks. You can put them 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, where they are. Like, it is Josh. The only person that can even say anything is maybe Burrow, because Burrow got there. He beat Mahomes to get the Super Bowl.
Burrow saying something to who?
I'm saying, like, if they're all at the table, Joe Burrow got one because he actually went to the Super Bowl.
But let me ask you this, Defender. Let me ask you this.
This is wild, yo.
Let me ask you this, Defender.
No, say anything.
If you switch, and it's hard to do, we're hypothesizing.
Let's play this game.
We do this. We're playing this game. It's a facility, y'all. If you put Josh Allen on the Chiefs during his tenure, and you put Mahomes on the Bills in the same tenure, I believe Josh Allen would have 2 Super Bowls. He might not have 3. I believe he'd have 2.
You put any one of those 4 quarterbacks with Andy Reid, they're going to do extremely well.
So then how can you not, in all your years of NFL, how can you not suggest, you know what? Situation, scheme, team plays a factor. I'm going to just look at the quarterback exclusively. We do that all the time. I say, man, if Barry Sanders was behind Emmitt Smith's offensive line, he might have rushed for 22,000 yards.
If the Bills' defense can get a stop, that would help.
So, like,
Josh Allen did his thing.
Last thought, Shady McCoy.
In the championship game. He did his thing.
We always do this.
Yeah, but that's not real football. We try to make excuses for it. If that. No, the greats don't do the ifs. They don't do the ifs. We just get it done. Pat gets it done. He could have sat up and complained that his freaking offense wasn't that good,
but
right?
He has Andy. It's easier to get it done.
Here's the thing.
Listen, man, you got to go out there and play the game, right? I hate when we play this game like, if. We don't do the ifs. That's why we are elite athletes. We go out there and get it done. Well, that's why I love Pat. We don't do this if game.
That's why
if I don't want the ifs.
That's why
I go there and I get it done.
That's why when the Chiefs won, what did Josh Allen say to Mahomes?
If this.
He said, go get another one.
Not even that. Yo, and I told y'all this. The Bills beat the Chiefs at home in the regular season game, right?
Yeah.
They lost. Give the quarterbacks some respect. Pat say, hey, good game. I'm going to see you later. And he seen him later. You know what happened later? He beat him.
Kelce did similar.
Hey, good luck next year. That's all Pat does. Every time Pat sees Lamar, hey, great game. Hey, good luck next year. Hey, Josh, hell of a game. Hey, good luck next year.
His Airbnb is booked already.
You know what I'm saying? So it should be Pat, a.k.a. good luck next year.